cast your minds back to 2019 and think upon this. What were the two big pillars of the Tory general election campaign? Of course, the first one was, we're going to get Brexit done. All this chaos, seems bizarre saying that now, but hey, there you go. All this chaos that we've had since 2016 will just sweep under the rug. Give us a majority and chaos will be a thing of the past. Gee, how well did that end up going, right? But that was not the only big thing on offer at the 2019 general election, because there was another big pillar that even now the Tories do not want to mention. Because even as this election, they quote the B word, is being almost forbidden being said by the Labour and the Tory party. And again, I would criticize both parties for not mentioning that, but I understand the strategy that's going on at the moment. And as I've said multiple times, when you have cleared the field of many of these Tory Brexiteers within the next parliament, we will be able to have conversations about Brexit that we have not been having and should have been having for years. Because it's not just ministers and backbenchers you are going to change, it's also people in the committees as well. Remember, there has been a committee on European scrutiny that has been fully run by Brexiteers who have very carefully picked and choose who they want to come forward to this select committee hearing, ignoring anyone who might be a bit too critical of their precious Brexit. So remember that. However, we're not talking about that today. No, we're talking about the second Tory unmentionable that was a big campaign winner at the 2019 general election. And that, of course, is levelling up. So before we talk more about this, let's, click on the like and share button. So thank you very much for all those who do click on the like and share button. Leave a comment down below. That always helps with the algorithm. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Welcome to the channel. And of course, down below, there are links to my Patreon page, the Buy Me Coffee link where you can buy me coffee, the YouTube thank you button, and of course, there is the Pony Club down below as well. So, what a difference this makes, and what a difference indeed, because if you talk to anyone up in the red wall and you talk to Northern voters, what were the two things they were changing their mind? Why did they change their mind to, vote with Boris Johnson? Why then did they not go for, Jeremy Corbyn? It was a clear combination of two things. First of all, they felt that they wanted to finally get Brexit done, that they felt actually we can, trust Boris in this regard, and we can finally get Brexit done. We can sort of sweep away this. They believed all the hype and promises, etc. They can finally get it done. But the other thing that they also very, very much believe, which even at the time I was telling people, hey, don't believe the hype. The Tories have done this before. They were meant to be, the Northern powerhouse was meant to be the big leveling up agenda. And as I've said many times before, what did the Northern powerhouse actually deliver? Well, it delivered a brand new exit for Leeds train station. I know. Aren't you happy, Leeds, that you got that brand new exit to the train station, which barely anyone uses? But leveling up in itself wasn't actually a bad idea after all. Germany, when it reunited with East and West, did a similar thing that still is ongoing today. And I've said whenever we talk about this, Germans come up and say, well, there are, pros and cons of how we've done it, etc., etc. But I will always say this to my German audience. You have a government, regardless of however you feel about, leveling up East Germany to sort of help it catch up to sort of West Germany, etc., etc. However you might feel about that, You've had a government that took that responsibility seriously, that actually got on with it. Disagree with how they've done it or how they've gone about it or where the money has been spent, but your government took that responsibility seriously. Our government, on the other hand, well, to show just how seriously it took its provisions, all you need do, of course, is look at the Levelling Up white paper. Because, as I've said many, many times when we've talked about this as well, those first two chapters are absolutely shocking because they get every single thing right with the problems that is going on in the north, of the lack of underinvestment, the lack of investment in business infrastructure, uh, digital infrastructure as well, all sorts of stuff. They got such 100% right, and everyone everyone was shocked reading that. Go back and have a look at people looking at this at the time of the news articles covering this, just shocked how accurately this came out, one getting it 100% of the right, saying this is what the North needs. If you are serious, if you were serious about leveling up the North, then this is what you need to do. Even saying this is how much money you need to spend. If you want to level up the North, if you are serious about leveling up the North, remember Michael Gove in charge of Office for, leveling up, shockingly got everything right in that report. But, and it's a big but, when that report then went to the Treasury, who was in charge of that Treasury? Well, Rishi Sunak, which is another reason why I think this is being the other Tory unmentionable at this election. Just remember, Rishi Sunak was in charge of the Treasury. He did not give anywhere near the amount that was mentioned in the first two chapters, that they were saying, if we want to level up the North, we want to do it properly, this is how much money we need. Meanwhile, Rishi Sunak went, well, we'll give a drop here, and a drop here. Nowhere near enough was given of what was asked for in the first two chapters of that Levelling Up white paper report that were asked for. And it was Rishi Sunak who was responsible for not doing that, for not going into levelling up. And the worst thing of all was, not a single Tory complained about it, because not one of the Tories ever really believed in levelling up. The Northern Red Wall Tories, I'm sure, at this election will probably also be incredibly silent, while also running their local campaigns saying, oh, look what we got. Well, yeah, here's what you could have had if they'd been serious. Not only that, but there is that video clip again of Rishi Sunak saying, well, I changed the funding formulas to, take all those money away from those rich, those quote rich, you know, poor areas to give to areas like Richmond, to the more affluent areas. I am surprised that has not been playing on repeat yet, but who knows? Maybe Labour is keeping its powder dry to sort of get that in. Maybe we might see it at surface again. I think it would be a perfect attack ad to run on Rishi Sunak to remind people about his promises of levelling up and what he did to absolutely destroy, and the rest of the Tory party did, of what was meant to be a big pillar of their campaign. So make no mistake, while I understand the silence, of course, on Brexit, there should be absolutely no silence whatsoever on attacking the Tory party for their promises that they made over levelling up. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. And of course, as always, click on the like, share, and subscribe button. And of course, down below, there is the Patreon page, the Buy Me Coffee link where you can, well, buy me coffee, the YouTube thank you button. And of course, there's the Pony Club down below as well. And of course, yes, until next time, I thought I'd forgotten something then. But of course, until next time, as always, we will see you all next time. So thanks very much for watching, and until then, we'll see you all very soon.